I just don't trust the Fed. And all these people say, oh, don't fight the Fed, ride with the Fed. They're full of it. And so when I listen to Jim Rickards, it's about Triffin's dilemma. We always have to run a deficit. And now we can't run it much longer. So more than inflation or deflation is that the euro dollar market is now, as the index has inverted. Every time that has happened, something bad has happened. That's what I'm concerned about. The biggest problem, again, is the euro dollar system, which is 1,000 times bigger than the Fed, is crashing. Europe is going down right now. I mean, if you see the report, and this is not me speaking, this is the Wall Street Journal talking about it. There's so many rioting going on about this COVID stuff. People just don't want to take it anymore. The uncertainty is too high, so the euro dollar system is trying to go down. But Jim Rickards talks about a thing called Triffin's dilemma. Triffin's dilemma took place in 1944 when the US dollar became the reserve currency of the world. And what that meant was the US dollar was screwed anyway. So one of these, I'm a gold bug and a silver bug and a Bitcoin bug and all this, inflation going up, but the thing is it's already coming down. If you look at Rickards, now I love Jim Rickards, you can tell. When you look at the numbers, is that we're already in a depression. In other words, if economies have been growing at 3%, it's only growing at 2%. That's a technical depression. And that's what he's saying in this new book, The New Depression. So people are watching, oh, the stock market's up, everybody's happy and all this, but everything's inverting upon us. So just recently, the euro dollar curve inverted. Every time that has happened, it was followed by Lehman Brothers and it was followed by COVID. And so this one is going to happen again. And that's why I'm saying to people, because I'm a gold and silver and Bitcoin bug, this is a good time to get into gold and silver now. That's what I'm saying. I'm not buying gold because I like gold. I buy gold because I don't trust the Fed. And and these people actually listening to the Fed, you've got to be kidding me. There's 700 PhDs. That's 700 people like my poor dad running the biggest Ponzi scheme going. I just don't trust the Fed. What's his name? Ron Paul doesn't trust the Fed. If you understand this guy here, the Fed is actually a Marxist organization. Old guys like me, you boomers, pay attention. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. But this book here about a communist, I read this book when I was 1965, 1966. I'm in Vietnam. I'm seeing everything these guys are saying coming true. 1972, I'm flying in Vietnam. I flew behind enemy lines to buy gold because it was illegal for Americans to own gold in 1972. I walk up to a little Vietnamese gold seller, and I said, and so gold was now $50 an ounce, $50 an ounce from 35. And I said to the little Vietnamese woman, I want a discount. She looked at me like I was an idiot. She says, are you kidding me? What school did you go to, you idiot? She says, spot. And I didn't know what spot meant. So this little Vietnamese woman was one of the best teachers I ever had. She says, you're an idiot. So as my rich dad said to me, your profit's not made when you buy, not when you sell, it's made when you buy. And so you always want to be early into the market. It's the same as, when I bought gold, it was $50 an ounce. I still have, I bought my first Kruger in 1972 in Hong Kong because it's illegal for Americans to own gold, which I thought was interesting. And that little Vietnamese woman yelling at me about spot, and she wanted to give me a discount. Everybody wants a discount. I'm going, what is going on here? So the issue is people don't know what money is. That's the problem. We have no financial education in school. And I've made a fortune in Rich Dad, Poor Dad saying that we should have financial education in our schools. But we don't. We don't even know what money is. So Bitcoin going up and down, I don't really care because my entry point is 6,000. It's always your entry point. And how many ounces do you have? How many coins do you have? But also, if it's going to crash, it's when you get out. The stock market is it's not an all-time high, but it's pretty high. It adjusted last week. I said, if the U.S. dollar crashes, you want bullets. That's Danielle. It's as Jim Rickard says and Breffen says. Everybody's saying, what is real today? What is real? And I think really that's kind of the question. So gold and silver are God's money. There's no counterparty risk to gold and silver. They're elements of the periodic table. So God is the counterparty to gold and silver. Bitcoin is the network system, same as Ethereum. It's the network. It's outside the control of the Fed. And so when people say that the Fed's going to shut down Bitcoin and all that, it's possible. They did that in China. So anything's possible today. So I would just listen to idiots like me and go, well, maybe I should do something different than count on my Apple stock keeping going up. And in my property, I have two properties. We have our own private police force. So if you don't have your own private police force, that's a consideration. And I talked to the private police force guy because he's an off-duty police officer with attachment to the headquarters. He says right now, if they brought in a new teacher to train police officers, I forget the numbers now, but let's say they need 50 new police officers a year. They only have 17 in academy. So the attrition rate is accelerating, but they bring in the school teacher to teach police officers how not to do, in the Marine Corps it's called pugil, how not to use your fists. So they're training police officers to try and kind of talk people out of killing people or something. I don't know what they're doing. But our problem is our education system. It's Marxist. Postmodernist education is Marxist. And so that's really the corruption is in our education system. I love my poor dad. He was a smart guy, but he was a Marxist. He's not a capitalist. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just because you have a PhD and you make a lot of money doesn't mean you're a capitalist. So you look at most of these people in Hollywood and all that, they make millions of dollars, but they're not capitalists, they're Marxists.
Yeah.
And get that distinction. And I hate to say it again, but this guy said it all in this book. 1848, he was talking about America today. He talked about stage one and stage two. Stage one was when capitalism shifted to socialism. That happened when we had Social Security, Obamacare, everybody's on welfare now. So socialism is now complete in America. Stage two began in January of 2020. I'm not Republican or Democrat, but when Trump's election was stolen, that was the start of communism. Stage two.